Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
welcome to MME Live. Talk about alpha dogs. Me and Brian are really ready to talk about what everyone really is talking about, but's afraid to talk about on air. Is that how we roll, Brian? Master of Madness?
No, sir. That's why I came.
No, if it's worth talking about, we're talking about it. Snowdub's welcome to the show, although I understand if you keep your distance on this one. So let's approach his comment first. I wish Max would attack Mark Hamill's tweets once in a while. Talk about being one-sided all the time. Tisk, tisk. Brian, were you on the stream when I said he was slut-shaming the first lady and it was unfair?
Well, not only was his comment, or Mark Hamill's statement upon that really off base, and it didn't matter because one, everybody knew that she had done that kind of modeling before she was the first lady. So I mean, okay, but
and then you were also on a stream when Mark Hamill was saying something about a Trump family member in a stormtrooper. Oh, the Goldman's here. Woo, hey. Goldman, are you sure you want to be here, bro?
What's up, man?
Right?
Are you sure you want to be here? This is a hot one.
I'd love to.
Actually, okay, cool.
My camera's laggy. I need to resolve this.
All right, cool. But seriously, Goldman, this show, I always like to cover the hot topics. We talk about what everyone's really talking about, but doesn't really want to go on air about, really.
Okay.
No.
Just a warning. I'm going to hop on Enosh's channel at 9:30, so I'll probably bounce here around 9:25.
Sure. So let's get your comments first then. Here's my thumbnail. It's a hot one. But I really want to say why I put this in the left. Stop calling this a conservative movement. I am not against political opinions. There is extreme comments coming out. It was a horrible comment. I don't want her fired, though. But it was 10 times worse than any Brie Larson comment. So go look in the mirror every time you say, don't try to cancel her, because this is like way past Brie Larson. And Brie Larson went silent after her comments. And why is ignorance applauded? It's like willful ignorance. Because why is this a controversial thumbnail? No. I say if you're going to say it, let's examine it. Because this is basically what she was saying. They're as oppressed as Jewish people during the Holocaust. That's a bad comment, I think.
It's a horrible comment.
Horrible comment. And this isn't the first time she's said the oppressed. Now, I think everyone on the panel, including you, Goldman, you have friends that are on the left and the right politically.
Yes.
Do you think there's been some unfair criticisms of people just because they are conservative Republicans or support Trump? And that is absolutely true. But this equivalency is horrendous. And all the people that are upset with it saying, you're trying to cancel. Go look in the mirror. Everything Gina Carano says or pay. I think I saw a comment with you was a fair comment, but I don't think it was this.
That's fair.
It's subjective.
Yes, that's fair.
But you said Pedro Pascal's comment was sort of similar.
In a sense. I mean, I think Gina tried to come from a good place with her comment. It was not the smart thing to do. I think I understand what she's trying to say. It was not good. She should not have said that.
No.
But I really don't think she means any malintent. It just wasn't something she should have done. But I do think there is still a lot of hypocrisy. I don't think it's
first world problems and it is white privilege at its finest. I know people don't like to hear that because they think white people were repressed in 2020 and 2021. I don't think we're that oppressed. I don't think it's anywhere near the scale. I think we're just so addicted to social media and Twidiots Really, where's the oppression? Are people being dragged out of their houses because they support Trump? No, they're getting their social media platforms taken away, which is a different discussion. So there's a lot of support. Gina is a good woman. Gina is cool. Okay, Taylor, but what's all this support for her though? Is it because of her acting ability and the character's so cool? I find that hard to believe.
You know what's something funny that my boy Star Wars Only sent me a picture of, and I'll message it to you, Max. That was funny. It was when the Mandalorian first started coming out, and I think it was Cara Dune's first episode of season 1. How people were making thumbnails calling her like SJW or calling the character SJW and all that, But now that Gina Carano came out, and
she hasn't officially said she's a Trump supporter. But we know we're not.
It's I feel like it's a safe implication, and because of the things she said, and there was a bunch of videos back then. I think one is even from EVS saying like Mandalorian is woke because of the character.
I covered that video.
So I love the hypocrisy of how they like hated the character at first, but then they found out Gina Carano is most likely a Trump supporter, and now they're like, the character's amazing.
There's 0% she's not.
Well, she's become an avatar for that group. I mean,
I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
She's like the public face for their movement at the moment, which it's like I think they're using her, and her status to try to push their agenda, which at the end of the day, it's no, come on, man.
Well, I'll invite Jack on here. Listen, I think Mark Hamill said equally stuff, but me and Brian were talking about this before. Luke Skywalker was already canceled by Kathy Kennedy. By Kathy Kennedy.
Basically, but no, it's just I think,
and the hypocrisy again is off the charts because as soon as he did that about Melania, Trump poll boy was making a stream saying that I think they should recast Luke Skywalker. I'm okay with it now, so that's canceling too. That's you're forking. I was just talking about a lot of people think about the Mark Hamill situation. I don't think his comments were great.
Well, it's like right now is not the time to be an edgelord though, and I think that's what she's trying to do. And it's like, no, dude, don't get surprised if you catch the bull's horns. Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense to me. I don't understand why there's not somebody telling her to.
It's equal. It's just equal. Come on, the Fandom Menace does the exact same thing. Every single casting that someone said something stupid, and it's just people obsessed with social media. Let's call it for what it is. Saying stupid things on social media because you get likes. It's an addiction. It's as much as addiction as drugs and alcohol or anything else. You see someone like it and retweet it like, oh, she's speaking truth. She's speaking,
It's the battlefield of the culture war. Yeah. And the thing is when you enter the fray of the culture war, you're going to get collateral damage. I mean, I'm sorry. It's a known fact. You could be on the right. You could be on the left. You could be in the center. It really doesn't matter. You start wading in those waters, you're going to get caught up in the current.
Yeah.
So those are all the tweets and thumbnails of back when everyone thought Cara Dune was a woke character.
Yeah. Guess what? I remember that. He got downvoted to hell for that one. He apologized. EVS.
And I think Gina Carano even follows EVS now.
Oh, I'm sure. That's the other reason she gets so much heat is she pretty much follows all the usual suspects in the Menace. I mean, take that for what you will. It's true. It's true. That's guilt by association though, but then she retweets baloney. Which is 10 times worse than anything Brie Larson said. I'm sorry. Brie Larson, her comments were bad, but it was for progress and inclusion in the review community. It just was really
they were taken out of context.
It was not tactful at all, and she was also at some type of convention for I think it was a women's convention or something. I don't know. Yes, Jack, you're welcome to come on the show as well. Jack's one of his favorite comments was from Biden during the elections. Would you shut up, man? I mean, I don't want her canceled, but I would like to say, yeah, Gina, would you shut up, please?
Can you just put the phone down? I like your character. I don't want to see you get canceled.
I know you stand all for all the time, Snow. But their comment was horrendous. It's willful ignorance. You're supporting ignorance. I'm sorry, Snow. I like you, man.
But the first couple times, apologize.
If you had a problem with Bree's comments, you should have a problem with her. I am for consistency on both sides. I think you should call it out for Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill does have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and I think Gina also has Trump derangement syndrome, where she thinks he's a god too, and in saying this, there's depression. It's not the same. If someone took away my social media, my YouTube channel, I'd be sad. I would be sad. But if someone took away my Twitter, I'd be like, okay, get a life. If this is your life, your people are too addicted to this disease of Twitter.
Twitter is. I agree. Twitter is the worst. And I talk to my roommate sometimes. You'll be like, bro, I was on Twitter today and I just got so triggered. I'm like, you got to stop going on Twitter.
That's all for.
What I did recently is I just unfollowed so many people. Like, I think I follow 18 people right now. And I have 1,200 followers. I still follow you, Max. I still follow you.
Oh, cool. Thanks. I still follow you too.
So I just like, I don't know, anyone that, even if I agree with their takes, like, I don't know, just the constant like toxicity on Twitter, I just don't want to deal with it. I can't get rid of Twitter because I do use it for like communication.
I'm telling you, it's first world white privilege problems that get their social media removed, and that's why people are because they're so addicted to it.
It is addicting.
The Social Dilemma. Did you see that on Netflix?
I watched part of it.
It's amazing.
It was very informative. I enjoyed that.
It's very. I said Twitter is going to cause the end of the world, not Skynet. I was being genuine. I think everyone should be kicked off Twitter. Kick everyone off. End Twitter. I'm going to start that hashtag. Kick everyone off. Twitter. Kick everyone off. If the world would be a better place without Twitter.
You're not wrong. It honestly would be a better place. That's why I basically only follow people I'm decently good friends with, whether it be real life or on YouTube, or like news sources, like sports, or like the Star Wars Twitter account. That's all I follow now.
Yeah.
Basically for information, or my friends.
Yeah. It's not much. Let me see. Where's Jack? I'm going to try to send him. Did you know the controversial one I had a couple weeks ago that really got people upset?
Wasn't the stream when you had like Andy on, or are you talking about something else?
No. For Gina, I put a certain mustache on her.
Oh, ooh, that's not good, Max.
I replaced it though. I replaced it, and then I had a question mark. Is this really what you think? Because I was thinking outside the box. Goldman.
I'm sure you got the clicks.
Well, I was thinking outside. Well, I got a lot of hate from that too, but I was thinking outside the box because it worked twofold. It said to the people that actually call everyone Aussies, do you really think this is what she is? No, it's laughable to really think this is what she is. And then it worked on the other end to say, because people were adding YouTube and stuff on Twitter trying to get me in trouble. I'm like, oh, you free speech warriors. Just because I said, is this what she is? You're trying to get
to hurt their fifis.
Right. I did one thumbnail. I said, okay, I'll take mine down. Take down all of your horrendous thumbnails about like Tom Hanks with devil horns and all this other stuff that's associated with the Q movement. All of this horrendous stuff about female and people in the entertainment industry just because they're on the other team. So that was the purpose of it. It worked. It worked too well.
Every time they call someone a wham-in, apparently your analogy was a step too far.
And I'll tell everyone a secret here. You don't have to believe me or not. I was gonna change the thumbnail anyway. Eventually, I was planning to do it. You don't have to believe me. But I was. But I just wanted to get the reaction first, and that's why the video content was solid. I was like, I could change the thumbnail at any point, if it becomes too much of a problem.
But honestly, though, how off is that thumbnail now?
No, I still don't think she is. I just think she's
No,
ignorant.
but I mean, the comparisons that she's making, the statements that she's co-signing. I mean, it's like you can only lie to me so much on Twitter before, you know what I mean? Like, either you fully believe in what you're posting, in which case, you know what I mean, experience what's coming towards you. Okay.
Well, Jack, how are you doing with all this? What do you think?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, I logged on today and I saw that that she posted. So I do follow her on Twitter just
So
because
do
I
I.
love seeing some of the crap that some of the nonsense that she spreads. So I check her story thing, kind of like almost like on Instagram, same story thing, and she's posted all this nonsense, just complete out of nowhere. I think it's just because of current events, which I won't speak of because I'm pretty sure everyone knows exactly what's going on, but it's just so out of nowhere, so unnecessary, and it's just disgusting what she was posting. It's like talking about the mask.
We all do not want her canceled, though, right? We don't want her fired.
No, I know. I believe she should be. I'm not saying fired. I'm just saying that
I honestly think she
needs
might have been already.
She needs to be reminded
that's speculation on my point. That reason she's lashing out so much, and the people in the Menace that have her on and stuff, I think they already know she's not included in season 3. It's very easy fix.
Yeah,
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think she might.
I don't think in my opinion, she deserves to at least just get away from the show, because I like as cool as the character is, it's like, okay, so what? It's a character. Is she really special in this series? No, she's
not only that.
Well, where did her popularity come from, though? I want to ask that to you guys, because when she debuted, you see what the reaction was with Gold Manager showing. I want this as an honest question for the chat and all you viewers. When did she become more popular? When her character introduced? No, it was, this Mandalorian's gone woke. Her popularity became when she started retweeting ignorant comments, and that's where my opinion is.
And that's exactly it's not the fact that she's a good actor or anything like that. It's the fact that she retweeted several comments from anti-maskers, and then suddenly she's amazing. She's excellent.
Right.
She's amazing.
This is where her popularity rose from. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest about
the word. Cheerleader for the Menace.
And then suddenly the Menace started, saying, "Oh my God, she's amazing! Just the best actor that Star Wars has ever seen. So good."
I Mark just want Hamill consistency. If you're gonna say Rose Tico was not a good actress, I think the character wasn't treated well in the storyline. I think the character had it. The origins of the character, and Kelly Marie Tran is a great actress.
And it's not the fact that she's even good. It's the fact that she said things that they agree with politically, and then suddenly they're all for her. Never like her character is okay. She barely appears, so it doesn't really matter that she's even in the episode. Blue. When she's there, the TFM is just all over. Like, oh my God, so amazing.
Goldman's doing it right. You see those lightings? Look at that.
I lost my remote. That's why I'm stuck on.
Want me to break the channel, Max?
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, when you do the random lights, it flips with the camera.
Well, what's your opinion, Goldman? Do you think that her popularity became from to be honest, from the actual character and the origins when she first appeared, or did she become more popular when she started retweeting stuff and engaging with certain?
I want to give two sides to this, because for one, I feel like sometimes we get caught in our fandom bubble about what we see. Like, I have a lot of friends that are Star Wars fans. They watch the Mandalorian with me. They thoroughly enjoy it, but they're not invested in the fandom. Like, the most they know about the fandom is that I have a YouTube channel, and that's pretty much it. Like, I was telling someone the other day about the Gina Carano stuff, and like, really, Gina Carano has been like trying to get canceled on Twitter. So yeah, a lot of people don't know about it, but I still feel like a lot of people do like her character. Like, when I was watching, I was rewatching the second season with my mom, and she loves the character just because she likes a badass woman. So I think in that respect, most people not involved in the fandom, I feel like they like her just because I think she's a unique character that we've seen in Star Wars. But now that once we enter our bubble, I feel like she recently just exploded because of her comments, whether it's people hating her because of what she said, or people now loving her for what she said. So that's and as I said with the photo that I sent you before, people were trying, it's like that was still in the sequel days, so people were still trying to scream woke left and right. It's a little better now, but not so much.
Is it better?
At least in the Star Wars community, I would say a little bit. Say people, were saying that Gina Carano was or Cara Dune was woke and stuff, and now that she came out or she made the comments about the mask, people are with her. So I do agree with you. I think there's a ridiculous, I guess it's a double standard. How they criticized Brie Larson for her comments, which I don't think were that ridiculous. Even if you disagree with them, that's just my opinion. They seem to be reasonable.
It was such a small, insignificant comment about social media and stuff like that, and then they just blew up on it. It was incredible how much they blew up on that. And then now you have someone who's anti-Hollywood, who doesn't like the whole mask thing, and then just suddenly they're all on board with it. Not a single person, and they openly deny it. They openly deny that they were against her. Openly, not just behind the scenes, oh yeah, we used to not like her, but now we do. No, they openly deny that they ever hated the character and the actress. I'm just like,
I'm not.
Come on, guys.
Snow Dub, you're doing a straw man argument. I'm not attacking her. I said her comment's horrible and it's ignorant, which it is.
I said,
but I would be. She's the one person I'd be afraid to say in real life what I say on YouTube. The one person I would be like, I would be like, "Hi, Gina." I'm not gonna lie. You won't be. I'm not. I'm honest. Okay.
Sorry.
That's right.
No
points.
No, but yeah, I said alarm. But again, I don't think she made her comment to try and be mean or anything. I think she thought she was coming from a good place, and it turns out wasn't the best comment to make. Usually, you shouldn't be comparing things to the Holocaust all that much unless it's really extreme. Right. So yeah, what wasn't a good comment, but I think hopefully she learns from this and realizes, oh, maybe I shouldn't go too far. It was like the time Mark Hamill posted a picture of a borderline naked. I think it was Melania.
Yeah.
I don't think he meant. Actually, probably did meant some.
Yeah, he doesn't like them.
Yeah. So, but again, it wasn't
towards the Trump fan.
Yeah. So, what wasn't the best comment to make? Do I think Mark Hamill should be canceled? No. Again, it's not like these people are advocating for people to.
It's called Ryan Johnson.
Well, it's just.
Oh.
I got one of your fans coming at me today.
All right, here. I got the red lights now.
But no, it's not the fact that she made a comment that's controversial. Is that she kept doing it. Same nonsense, same stuff that's been debunked, disproven, just conspiracies that are just have no base at all. So that's where I'm just saying, okay, hold on a second. You're just spreading lies. You're just falling in with this really ignorant group of people who just believe that, oh, COVID's not real, that we don't need masks. We don't need all this crap. It's just the same stuff from her. And I don't respect that. I don't respect anyone who believes in mass conspiracies. It's nonsense. It's all nonsense.
Well, I mean, look at YouTube. It's not just a YouTube. It's just the age of social media.
Yeah,
the algorithms are ridiculous. I used to think people were smart. I'm not the smartest guy, okay, but I used to think people were smart enough not to be under the influence. It's not true. People are under the influence. They completely keep engaging in content. And I also don't think a lot of us here are against free speech either. But listen, you can't get away with this stuff in the workplace. There has to be a level of respect in social media platforms. Maybe not need to be as strict as the workplace or something, but there's a reason you can't say this stuff. It's just, I mean, yeah, you have your freedom to say it, but
I've worked jobs.
Bad taste.
I've worked jobs. So at the end of the day, for me, this is like a business thing. Okay. Yeah. She's making the company she works for look horrible.
Oh, yes.
Okay. The problem is most jobs that you sign up to nowadays have social media clauses. I mean, you might not read it, but you definitely sign the paperwork saying that you won't disparage the company. you know,
across
and
the board.
And that's what she's
that
doing.
could potentially disparage the company, which she's doing.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you'd be fired. You talk like this at Taco Bell, you better take your ass to Wendy's. You know what I mean? Like,
That's clever. That's clever.
I'm just saying, like, you can't get away with that in the real world, you know. And the fact that you're an actor or an actress does not give you the right to make those kind of comparisons and not expect any kind of blowback. That's the problem.
You know how peaceful it would be if just people in entertainment industry, and this is across the board, Snow Dub, Mark Hamill too, and politicians just could not. You have to be, you have to not be able to engage in this type of stuff. Social media guidelines, because us normies have to do it in our work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how got something, because I have to bounce soon. How often has like almost all this drama come? Sorry. How often has all this drama stemmed from people saying things on Twitter?
Right.
You know, Ryan Johnson. That's still going on. You know, now Cara doing Gina Carano, all this. So yeah,
I did try to cancel.
And this Ryan Johnson Last Shy stuff. It's so old.
I don't care anymore.
Just listening to these people still complain about this movie. It's just like, bro, you're talking about a movie that generally most people didn't like. There's some who did. I'm not going to deny that, but I'm just saying, like, you guys keep talking about this movie that hasn't been relevant for years. You just keep talking about it like it's frontline news. It's not. Like, there's so much more Star Wars content out there for you to bitch and complain about.
All right. I am going to bounce now.
All right.
Thank you for having me on, Max.
Go sub all my thousands of subs. Go sub the Goldman. Yeah, you know.
Here. Hold on. Wait 1 second. I'll unsub and I'll sub again. Hold on. Let me do that.
No, don't do that. That messes with his. He needs to constantly grow. Stay sub. Stay sub the Goldman.
I'm just going to unsubscribe really quickly and I'll resubscribe.
No worries.
I mean, that happens to Mike.
Just did it.
One last thing.
Oh.
What? You cut off too quick. I think he was going to say make Ryan Johnson's trilogy. Continue, because he was doing that hashtag continue Ray's story and make Ryan Johnson's trilogy, and I said no, not the one. So in the chat, we're more. There's been a lot of engagement there. So anything else you want to say about it? I think she may have already been written out. I think that's why I think that's why, and I think if she was, I think the people that she talks to behind the scenes, like in these interviews, would already know, and that's why they're so passionate about it. I think they are, and I think if she listen, why would she risk it like this just to prove a point? It's possible, but I kind of think maybe they got they're getting the script for season 3, or her role's minimized, or she's kind of out of it anyway. Is my opinion. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But I think this might be something lasting out. But they're not going to I don't think they'll actually say she's fired. Unless
getting written off a project, you know what I mean? It's just as good at that point. I mean,
I hope she gets written off. I don't. She's what she said is just it's ridiculous. It should
it's beyond the pale. Like,
I mean, I won't feel sorry for her if she does.
Any other job, I would have gotten fired if I said that.
Right.
100%. So I don't think she deserves to remain in that job. I think she needs to be fired. Honestly, I don't think she deserves to hold that job anymore.
Oh, here
you can call me a woman sexist all you want to all your Gina fans in there, but honestly, what she said is completely ridiculous. Anyone else would have gotten fired for what she said, and she's not fired.
Oh, here's Angus. Why, Angus? You support her comments just because?
It's just nonsense. Nonsense.
Angus has been on the show before.
No, I know,
but I think he just likes to hear people, reeing or something. No, her comments were ignorant. She does. I'm not calling for her to be fired, but I understand.
But I'm not going to defend her anymore.
I mean, if you were the business owner,
it's just the fact that she keeps repeating the same stuff, and it's already been.
She's doubling and tripling down a big problem with the cult. We talk about cults, so it's a cult. The one thing is you never apologize, which is the absolute most ridiculous thing for a human to say. Never apologize if you're wrong. It's never enough. I mean, she deleted the tweets. That's something. Maybe she should. Maybe
Doesn't matter. She shouldn't have posted the tweets in the first place.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it doesn't need to be said, doesn't need to be spoken about, and she has to bring it up. I'm just like, come on, man. Like the whole meanwhile in the California thing where he has mask all over his fucking face. Like, really? Does that really need to be?
I mean,
commented on?
I mean, if you're still, everyone's right to their opinion. Everyone has the right to their opinion. But the mask debate still. I mean, these doctors and surgeons have been wearing masks in the ER room. It's proven that it helps. It's not 100%, that it's going to stop it, but it helps. So that's an absolute ridiculous thing to do too. I'm sorry. Look, Angus, my show. We do the same thing here. Her comments 10 times worse than Bree. Are you going to see the Menace calling it out like they did Bree? You're hypocritical bastards. I'm sorry, Angus.
They made hundreds upon hundreds of videos about Brie Larson and some.
I never defended Jussie Smollett. This is the whataboutism. This is what.
Oh my, yeah, exactly. It's nonsense.
No, this is what Jarbo always talks about. What about this? What about this? We're not talking about Jussie Smollett. What about this other person? I don't give a shit.
Jussie Smollett hasn't been relevant in years.
Right. All this about. What about this scenario? It's You're deflecting. You're deflecting. Oh wow, Saggy just finished.
Seriously, whenever someone is gonna say like, oh, what about this? You just need to stop the conversation because you already won. You've won the conversation by the time they start reaching out.
We won the conversation against you, Angus. I mean, you could come on. Yeah, no, you're right, Matt. And I've noticed that more and more and more, it's like ridiculous. And then
about calling it out, man.
And then minimalizing events too is complete. Like one of my friends said, "Oh, it looked like a tour." Did you see the impactful video they did for the trial? It was intense. I mean, I cannot believe we're this far removed. We're not even that far removed from the event, and it's being minimalized. No, I'm not going to have that. I mean, that's how you minimalize this stuff. Yeah, but hey, Angus, you could come on the show if you want. I'll send Angus. He has a conversation. Yeah. Listen, I don't want to be one-sided like Snowdub said. You feel free.
But at the end of the day, you need to know your audience.
What about this? What about that? I wasn't talking about that. Did you see me making videos saying I stand by Jussie? No, I did not.
No, exactly. Like I didn't remember. First of all, he was just the story itself was so shady, and I'm just like, okay, is that actually truthful? No, and it turns out it wasn't. And I was like, okay.
I mean, people are sick of the bullshit, Angus. They really are. I mean, are we all playing stupid now? Come on. Why is she popular now? Why is she popular? It's not.
She's only popular because the right has elevated her to that.
Yeah. It's because she's a cheerleader.
She's a cheerleader, dude. Right.
She's a verified woman of not white descent. Is she Hispanic? I don't even know, but
I'm not sure.
I think
she's not a white male, so she has that position of like, hey, look, we're not actually racist and we're not sexist. So look, because this woman supports our ideas, we're not sexist. That's what it looks like. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's what it looks like.
Wait, what about is? I mean, it's so all these straw man arguments and whataboutism. I didn't attack her. This is you're delusional. You are absolutely delusional if you think I said like this is an attack. This is what triggers AJWs like crazy. This is an attack. This is an attack.
And you can call me. You can attack me all you want. Like I have my views. So.
Here's Angus. Thanks, Angus, for coming on. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, man. Not bad. Just left Walmart. I was toy shopping, trying to flip stuff on eBay.
Oh, screw you! All right. No, all right. Capitalism. You better not be flipping a PS5 because I still can't get one.
I'm not that rich yet, but
oh, you would though if you could.
Okay. Oh hell yeah! But
no, screw you.
Yeah, no, I was about to pull up the Rational Male, Rollo Tomasi, and listen to his stream, but I saw you were
all right. So here's your straw man in your whataboutism
No,
in
no,
the
no. It's not-
Jussie
it's not
Smollett.
straw-
Do you see me defending Jussie Smollett? No.
I'm not saying you are
Yeah.
defending. I'm saying,
But why are
I
you
was talking
talking about Jussie? We're talking about Gina Carano. This is why people get annoyed with you with MAGA supporters. I'm sorry.
No,
That's why they get
it. It's the reason I brought up Smollett was just like an easy off the top of my head example.
Okay. What about this? Yeah.
It's an example of a double standard.
No, we got to get away from that all across the board. I said Mark Hamill's comments were bad. Jeremy, the poll boy himself, said after he went after Melania, he's like, I think they should replace Luke Skywalker. I think Mark Hamill should be recast. So
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing. You guys,
that's their standard. If they don't align with their political beliefs, they should be replaced.
No. See, okay. Here's my train of thought with Hollywood is and that's why you don't see me making triggered videos about this libtard in Hollywood said this thing. I don't care. My view is you should assume everyone in Hollywood, because just at least publicly, whatever they actually vote, because they want money in their pocket and they probably hate taxes and don't believe anything they're saying, but because they got a total line because this is popular, they go along with the flow because they don't want to get fired, they don't want to get blacklisted. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Gina with her kind of vagaries is I'm rooting for her because you're going against this, and you've seen this with Chappelle.
You're rooting for her based on her you think this is funny, this type of comment. You're like, okay, I get it. That we're so oppressed. Do you really think you're that oppressed?
I think it's it's.
I've defended I've defended my Trump supporters before. Listen, a lot of the stuff that happens on the internet is not. I'm not for censoring free speech, but it's just not. There's a level of decency that's lacking of behavior online, and you can't play this in the workplace. And she is a face associated with a corporation, a child's corporation. Okay. I don't think this is going to go well for her. I'm not rooting for her to be canceled. I wouldn't engage in promoting this type of behavior. I think it's stupid behavior. I don't think it's even funny. I'm sorry.
Well, you hit me with a lot of it at once. But
sorry, I did.
As far as press whatever Corona, I think this is being progressive. It's all right, 2 weeks, the curve, all right, it's months, and we're going on a year anniversary of this stuff with the restrictions pretty soon. And it's all right, we've done all this crap, and it's shown to not work. There's a great video, just a simple one, a guy putting on a mask, and it shows you he's in the cold, so you have his breath.
What? Can I ask you a genuine question? People are so sick of the anti-maskers with this argument. It doesn't really, if it helps a little bit, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And doctors and nurses risk their lives with a piece of fabric on there. Are you going to tell them that's stupid when they go in there to save your damn life?
Yeah,
you're going to say this is stupid.
It's ridiculous. There's been studies that show there's no statistical difference in transmission with or without.
Oh my!
If we were required to wear plastic or some sort of sealed mask, sure,
dude, Angus, all these doctors and nurses are risking their lives. And the hypocrisy is off the charts with Blue Lives Matter and stuff. You're supporting troops and stuff. But there's actual people in the healthcare industry that are dying, taking care of people because they don't take it seriously. It's still a big problem. I'm going to get my shot as soon as I can. I'm going to get my vaccine.
Nah, I'm not getting that. I don't get the flu shot. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just, I took all the vaccines in the Army. I went through all that, but it was some flu.
Okay, well then will you pull up to the emergency room when you can't breathe?
Well, sure, it might not be Corona. The thing with Corona is all these deaths, if you might have Corona, they'll check the box because
it's possible that people. Well, yes, the problem with Corona is people that have other issues are not going to survive.
The deck is stacked. The deck is stacked with these deaths.
You're spinning it. You could spin it to either narrative. on both sides. You could spin it to either narrative on which side.
I'm not saying people aren't dying, but like at the same time, all these flu deaths are way down, flu contractions down. So it's
my God,
what is it? They say,
why are you still having this argument? What is it? Over 500,000 people in the U.S. have died already.
Well, yeah, I'm having this argument because it's like, well, are they actually dying?
But why not do the littlest thing? Yes, it's your right not to wear it. I will admit that. Why don't you support?
Wait.
Why don't you support though? But I think it's stupid though. Why?
I'm sorry. Okay. What right? Excuse me. What right where does it say that, hey, I don't have to listen to those people? I don't have to wear this. It's like wearing clothing in a store. It's like,
right.
Yeah, I have the right not to wear my pants in a store. Like, what? That doesn't make
you also
have
the right to get tackled by LP and escorted out of the building.
It's just
you know what I mean?
This is like, where does it say that I have the right not to do this? Where does it say that? There's nothing there.
It's a part of people's freedoms. It's part of people's freedoms to believe whatever they want to believe too. No, but it's what? How can you honestly say like you're pro-life? You're pro-life, but you're not going to help do the simplest thing to help preserve a life. And a big problem with it, a lot of these people, essential workers, you're putting them at risk. Like a lot of these people are well-to-do. They go in without a mask. They're Karens in the grocery stores, and these are people that have to be there. That's the ones you're hurting. I mean, that they have constant connections to public. You know, it's very entitled to go in and say, I don't.
But then at the same time, the people work and choose their line of duty. You know, like we had SARS.
It's treating essential workers and people like shit.
You know,
like it's treating people. It's this entitlement too to treat people that that the minimum wage does need to increase. Treat them like garbage, and then say, you know what, I have my right not to wear it, and go in and treat them like crap.
There's two things that happen with minimum wage, my friend. One, all the items increase in price to make up for paying the workforce, and two, you cut down on the workforce and automate it as much as possible, or outsource, or go out of country.
That's possible risk of that. There is already self checkouts and stuff too, but
I think there was I just read there's a nonpartisan study. It said like about 9 million jobs would go away if you raise the wage that high.
That's I think it needs to be raised. I don't know if 15 is the answer because although I disagree with a lot of stuff Angus has said, there is a point there if you raise it that a lot of things is going to move to automation. That's very strong in computers. It's possible. It's possible. I agree with that's an argument.
I think here's the thing, okay? I understand the quote unquote right and individualism, okay? Freedom of expression, all this kind of stuff. But it doesn't, you're negating the ressporsibility part of it.
Well, no,
responsibility goes along with freedom.
I got to interrupt you for a moment because y'all are talking about whataboutism like it means nothing, right? So here's the legitimate comparison, all right? And Tim Pool, I don't like Tim Pool. I think he's a fence sitter for money, whichever way the wind blows. I think he'll be more Biden with this term.
No, Tim Pool is not.
Tim Pool is not Biden. No,
not since the elections.
Let me make my point. He covered an interesting article. I was surprised where it came from. It was like New York Times or Washington, one of those. So I was surprised they would like admit this, but they're talking about the politicization of science. How with this Corona thing going on, where it's like, oh no, you have.
It's not just the thing anymore.
Whoa.
No. I'm saying you have like a anti-lockdown protest. They're wearing their masks for the most part. They're at like the capitals of their states or their local government buildings protesting, and they're like super spreader. But then BLM, where you have all these protests.
What about you're doing?
Hold
on.
Max, hold on. Max, wait, just give me a sec.
All right.
Hold on. First, I just read here on Twitter that Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future.
Wow! Send that.
So she just got fired. Let's go.
Wow.
Yep, she's fired. She's fired.
Let me see.
Fired.
Well, I was right with my clickbait.
Hold on. I'll retweet this to you, Max.
All right.
Let me.
I'm not applauding it. I think it's sad. I think
No,
it's
but
sad.
can you say
she
you didn't
deserved
see it
she
coming?
deserved it.
You know what I mean? Like, you make the bed you sleep in, and she's laid the sheets down weeks ago. So it's like, no, sorry.
She started digging her own grave when she started going into this conspiracy nonsense. She deserves it. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, listen. What's your thoughts, Angus? I appreciate you coming on. I know it's a panel that's not really even.
I'm fine, but like, see, I'm Menace, and like there'd be points that like, you know, oh, that's a Menace point, but no, like I try to be rational. Me talking to you, hanging out with you multiple times shows.
Right.
I'm old school Menace.
Give him props to he is not afraid to say his view. Oh, it's Hollywood Reporter.
I'm open to have myself challenged. But the point
I think I was right that she already was. I think she already was.
I just searched it up, and 2 days ago, Lucasfilm was kind of playing with the idea, and now they just announced it like officially here.
Right.
So she's gone.
Long story short, the point I was making was this article from a like left-leaning publication was admitting the reality of like for the corona when it was like blowing up mid-year last year. It's like I
gotta take the question mark out of my thumbnail. Or out of my I mean, I'll be the first one. That's breaking news.
That's not even a question. That's reality.
Let me change it. She is fired. Facts.
She is definitely fired.
Can't say I don't.
Hey, do you think that's why she went on like Drunk 3PO?
I think they might have said behind the scenes.
All right,
a strong possibility.
Let me bet tomorrow there's going to be videos from all over the fandom Menace saying this woman was fired because of her political beliefs.
Well, that's true.
This is censorship.
Well, I mean, it's for being.
I'm gonna bet being ignorant. I'm gonna see those videos all over YouTube tomorrow. I'm gonna see them everywhere. I'm gonna bet that.
It's gonna be a minefield of.
It's serious. No kidding.
Menace rage tomorrow. If it doesn't start now.
Menace mad. Menace mad. Hashtag Menace mad. Hold on, let me type that in chat.
Well, Justin, if you want to come, I don't want to put you in a position, Justin. So you stay away from this stream. Firewater. I had other topics ready too. Let me bring up this article.
Wow.
Hollywood Reporter.
Oh God, it's Justin. I have not seen Justin in a while.
Hashtag Menace mad. Listen, there has to be rights versus respect. If you only use your rights to spew garbage and ignorance
and responsibility,
willful ignorance, and you don't respect your freedom of speech, and what does your speech consist of only garbage? I don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry. I don't want people canceled either way. I'm sorry, you wanted Brie Larson out of everything. Everything Brie Larson gets attached to, and her comments were not nearly as bad.
And also the fact attacking her personally, privately, sending her death threats. Like, come on, people. It's a movie, for God's sake. If you're really upset by...
Firewater's upset. He liked her character.
Oh, no. The thing is, the character...
Her character will live on.
The character, Cara Dune, is amazing. It's an amazing character. It's a great character.
I don't think she's amazing. I thought
she was I'm saying the character. I'm saying the character, not the actor. The actor is the one I don't like. The character, by me, is totally fine. I don't have a problem with that character because it's a good character. She's badass in that show for a reason. It's just I don't like the actor. That's
well, it's not really cancellation. It's consequences. That's the other thing. Like people say, what are you doing? Trying to cancel me? No, I'm trying to highlight how bad your comments are, and there's consequences.
I hope this is gonna like, at least there people are gonna come to their senses, like saying, maybe spewing nonsense and all this nonsense on Twitter and Instagram and social media is usually not going to go down well, especially when it's just a bunch of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I honestly think everyone should clean up their Twitter on both sides. Like I'm going to clean up mine too because I've said some stupid shit in the past. No, I think it's a good thing.
Really hold on, I'm going to go delete my tweets right now. Okay, be right back.
Yeah, but for me, like, I think this is a bad precedent. People don't realize, like, we dealt with McCarthyism in Hollywood in the 50s, and this is like the polar opposite, same like drive of like, let's weed them out. They don't.
You don't see the hypocrisy in your comments about everyone's an SJW when you try to say be better. Making fun of be better, like hashtag be better or something, like be better with what you're saying.
Of course, I'll make fun of it.
Yeah, I think it's on both sides. Yeah.
Well, I think it's like people trying to be edgy.
I'm never trying to cancel anyone saying be better.
All right. Well, let's be nice to Matt. Angus is nice to give his point of view on a panel that's more on the other side of his argument. So be nice to him.
I have nothing against Angus.
Okay, cool. All right. So what's your? It's official. It's official.
I got nothing. Yeah.
No, it's official. She's fired.
Yeah, I just saw the tweet from Jermaine Lucier. And I'm out doing deliveries right now, and I'm like, I gotta talk about this. What the hell?
Well, I mean, you're not happy. We're not happy about this. It's sad. It's sad.
But I said earlier today, I did my stream earlier today, and I made sure to reference that multiple times. I don't want her fired. I like the character. I like Gina. I don't want her fired. But in Hollywood, you cannot do anti-Semitism. It doesn't work. It just doesn't.
That's Mel Gibson.
Especially her just like her, first of all, her mask nonsense, and also the anti-Semitism. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Hollywood.
Any other job, you're getting fired. So she doesn't.
It's comparing Republicans or conservatives to the plight of the Jews in the Holocaust. It was like,
that's over.
Well, my theory, Matt, is that she was already written out, and they weren't going to address it, and that's why she was lashing out so much on social media.
I mean, because 2 days ago, Daniel Rickman, who is, I mean, trust him or don't, I don't care. I don't. But he put behind his Patreon that she had apologized to Lucasfilm behind the scenes. And that was making its way around a little bit. And I thought that was weird because I'm like, wouldn't they have done something public about that? There would have been some kind of like PR move if it was, to help kind of quell things. Because keep in mind that when Rosario Dawson was confirmed as Ahsoka, there was a leftist movement to fire Rosario Dawson because of potentially being transphobic, and that whole incident at her home. And Rosario addressed the concerns publicly multiple times and cleared the air multiple times, to smooth things over in order to get back on track. Gina ran right into geeks and gamers and was like happy in that echo chamber, and it's like, this is already a guy who's already got a bad reputation, and a group that has a bad reputation, especially when it comes to Star Wars. And it's like when you're cozying up with them, it's going to look bad. And yeah, you're probably right. Maybe she was out. Maybe she was done.
I think that's why she's been out now.
Jarbo, it's interesting. I saw that stream, I saw the Star Wars series stream, and then the Gina increments that he posted, and I was like, oh wow, like maybe Doomcock isn't completely wrong about like Civil War. And now I hear this with her fire, and it's like, oh wait, now looking back with her moves, I'm like, oh, like maybe she like knew the door was shut, so she's just like, fuck it.
Makes sense.
And or maybe it was kind of like in the mix kind of thing. I haven't looked into it. I saw thumbnails about Favreau defending her, or taking up for whatever the case. I'm not knowledgeable about that, but I don't know. It's interesting, but I'm not a huge fan of her character. I'm not like it's just whatever, but I do like seeing someone on like saying my kind of things, or in my realm. In Hollywood, it's nice because you don't see it. That's the whole point. It's like codified. You got to walk this line or be quiet, or like look at Chris Pratt, what they're doing to him.
Yeah, and I don't like that either. I think Chris Pratt. I mean, they're not even going after Chris Pratt for what he has said. They're going after him for guilt by association, which I don't like either.
Right.
The thing with Gina though is like, John would defend her because he wrote Cara Dune for her. That was who he wanted to play Cara Dune, and so like and he clearly likes the character, and so and the fans like the character, which is why this whole thing is as sad as it is. It's like, have their opinions. There are a lot of conservatives in Hollywood that still get work, and and they still get work, but it's like it's PR people are there for a reason, and I think I feel bad because I didn't want her fired. I just didn't want her doing that shit.
Hey, Firewater.
Good evening.
Crazy times.
I thought it was my apologies to the chat because I thought it was kind of like a farce there, but
I did
that's
too.
my fault.
I thought you were. I was with you. I was like, no, they're that quick. Okay, but what do you think of my speculation that it may have been already written out? They just weren't going to officially comment on it.
I don't know. I just think that I don't know. I kind of saw this coming. I was hoping it wouldn't happen. I thought it was predictable. I mean, you want to go after a bunch of things, and Hollywood is very left and liberal now. Whether it should be that way or not should be that way, that's not for me to decide. I just acknowledge the reality as it is. And when you bash conservatives, it's okay. And when you go against the establishment, they can you. Now, we don't know if her we don't know if she was honestly going to what's it called? Have that Rangers of the Republic show, or if she was going to be in Mandalorian season 3. We don't know.
Right.
It could be her contract was up and then they decide not to renew it. I mean, honestly, she didn't really have a major part. Like, you could have the show without Cara Dune in it. I liked her, and I don't think would I have fired her? No, but this is.
I think she needed to apologize publicly quick.
She wasn't going to apologize. That's cool.
Never apologize. That's the call.
Yeah, because that's her thing. Never apologize. But then she goes behind the scenes and apologizes to Lucas and, oh, please don't fire me. I didn't mean what I said. That's nonsense.
Well, that's assuming that was actually true, right?
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. It sucks. I don't take any pleasure in this, but I thought this was kind of predictable. You go on streams with people that shit on your employer regularly. What did you think was going to happen?
Exactly.
What did you think was going to happen?
Any other position? If I went on stream and I started talking crap about the employer that I work for, and then they watch this stream, they're not going to be very happy.
Yeah, exactly.
So why does this woman deserve to remain in her job if she's going to continue to talk crap and continue to go on people that talk crap about her employer? She deserves to be fired. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say that.
I wouldn't fly at McDonald's, dude.
That shouldn't have happened. No.
Well, I mean, it just is common sense. If my boss watches me and I'm shitting on my company, I expect to, at the very least, to have a conversation. And they're going to know what the hell is wrong with you. If you're not happy, move along.
They're going to definitely tug you on there. I'm like, hey, I'm going to have a chat with you in the back office. Just come over here in a few minutes. Like, exactly. She deserves to be fired. I'm sorry. There's no other way of putting that. She openly criticized her employer. She openly endorsed this nonsense narrative. It's just, she should have been fired. I'm sorry.
From 3PO stream is on right now. If I remember, they're doing the charity.
Yeah,
I thought she was supposed to appear on there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me see that.
That was scheduled for today.
Oh yeah,
she ain't on there.
Interesting. That's interesting.
I'm gonna bet that the chat's losing their mind right now.
That is interesting. That's it. That's weird. The 10th was supposed to be that stream.
Yep, they're already talking about it. Nuts.
She was supposed to be on that. Now she's not there. Well, I mean, she was supposed to do an appearance for charity. I can, and literally all these people hate on stream right now. I don't know Culture Casino, but all of these people hate Disney Star Wars.
Okay. This is here. Hold on. This is
Big surprise.
Time to get Fire Pedro, the actor. Trending.
Just
nonsense. Just nonsense, man.
I don't know, man.
Well, me and Firewater have talked about we value freedom of speech, but how you use it in some level of decency in the workplace. Now it's not the workplace, but still you have to. I mean, we gotta. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna have to rewatch his stream. Not that I watch Drunk's content, but I find this absolutely fascinating. She was supposed to appear on this stream, was she not?
I think so. That's what she actually retweeted it. I think. Let me find.
So
I don't know.
She dropped them like a bad habit, unless she's coming on later. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, no.
I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, but they've been going for how long now? It's 2 hours. How long are his streams? I don't
know. He usually goes a few hours. I don't watch his crap anymore because he's just spewing the same nonsense that most of his Geeks and Gamers friends do, and all this.
I mean,
stupid
but here's the thing: we all can agree that she shouldn't be fired, right? We all agree on that.
No, I think she deserved to be fired.
Something should happen. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, apologize. Yeah, apologize for like retweeting something that is clearly anti-Semitic. But other than that,
taking a break.
Just think about it like this: if I said that and my employers knew about that, I would be fired. No question about it.
I mean, that is true.
So
Sorry, what
I really don't believe she deserved to keep that job, because she should have been fired the minute she started talking about this anti-mask bullshit. Like, seriously, like, come on.
I don't know about that.
No.
No, because here's the thing. Here's why. Here's why, though. If anyone takes life-saving advice or medical advice from an unqualified celebrity, you deserve your fate.
Okay.
I'm not going to debate masks with anyone. They're moderately effective.
That's not my opinion.
That's fine. You're entitled to that. But I'm just saying is that she's allowed to say that, and natural selection will take its course. I mean, I care about people wearing masks as much as it caters to my self-interest.
All right, thank you.
So what that means is that once I'm fully vaccinated, which should be the last Saturday in February, my wife and I, and actually my mother-in-law. So 60 days past that, if people don't want to wear masks and they want to fucking kill their grandmothers, I don't give a shit. Do what you need to do. But once my family's taken care of and my friends are taken care of, because everyone's on board, we just don't have access to it. Do what you want to do after that. But anyone who listens to her, well, Gina Carano said I shouldn't wear a mask. That's stupid. And if you want to behave stupidly, natural consequences will ensue.
This is something I've picked up. You can't fix stupid. So I'm not going to try and convince someone that, hey, supporting Gina Carano is really stupid, because you support an anti-Semitic, hateful person. I'm not going to try and convince
her comment wasn't against Jewish people. It was just ridiculous and ignorant based on what they've experienced comparing.
It was a stupid comparison. It was a stupid comparison.
Yeah, it was horrendous comparison.
I read the entire thing. It was dumb. I don't think she meant it like that. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Sorry, what was the comparison?
That the Republicans are basically like oppressed like the Jewish people were in Nazi Germany.
Nonsense.
It's beyond stupid. I agree.
I don't know.
I don't think she meant it the way it came out. I think she was trying to come up with like similarities that, like, hey, history might be repeating itself here, but I mean drastically different circumstances.
It's a title people losing their Twitter privileges. I think we all need to let's all cancel Twitter. Let's do that.
Twitter's fun.
Twitter's
I don't
fun.
know, man. It's pretty fun actually watching people on there lose their crap sometimes, but you know what? That's okay.
No, I personally wouldn't have fired her. I would have asked her to issue a retraction
right away. Yeah.
But maybe they reached out to her.
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she
All
didn't.
Right, well, then you know what? Then consequences will soon. Companies have freedom of speech and freedom of association as well. They choose not to do business with somebody that may look like their brand looked bad.
I mean, that's as simple as it is. It's not canceling. It's like, what's good for your brand? She's not good for the brand.
Well, at the end of the day, they don't owe you any
charge.
Yeah, by their determination, she's not good for the brand. I like her character. I like Gina Carano. I don't have anything, I don't have anything against her. I loved her in Deadpool. I thought she was a cool villain. I liked her as.
Oh, that's right. She's probably out of that too.
Well, she wasn't in Deadpool 2, so I think she was a one-shot villain. But. Yeah, I think she got murked. Yeah.
What Shifty gives them in chat? What are you referring to by blatantly racist tweets equals publicly backed by Lucasfilm? What are you talking about?
I was talking about one of the writers for the New Republic or whatever.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh my
perfect.
God! No,
Context. This is where people play dumb.
This is another one.
If you just replace the word from white to black. Yes, that doesn't make sense. But if you do the context of racism against African Americans that were slaves, and you do the context of the history of black people, white people enable.
Well, no, it's the fact
racism.
that I think the funniest thing about Liz, like that writer calling out white supremacists, is that so many white people were so angry with that. That's what I found so.
Well, she was
because they were
her comments weren't the best, but they were
kind of blanket statements for everyone.
But she made them during the George Floyd the day George Floyd died. So the context of that, and the context of
a lot of people were upset, and I don't blame them.
The context of actual racism in America and how people enable it by allowing ignorance to continue. So do white people actually help racism continue by not calling it out? I think there's a very strong argument that yes, I believe that.
Well, the thing is, it's not like you can't defeat racism, but you can defeat hatred. That's what you can, because every single person here, every single person in the world has a racial bias in some way. You may think you don't, but you do. It's been proven that you do, but you don't. Certain people act differently, and then they learn hatred of that race. So that's where the racism comes in. So what I think it is that we need to learn to not have hatred between us. Like we can have our
Shiftygism, the host of the High Republic, yes. But I would say do the context hashtag context matters, context of actual racism against black people in America. And if you just they use the common argument is change one word from white to black, and it's not okay. I agree. But if you don't have the context of racism and what black people have been through in the context of the date that she made those tweets when George Floyd was murdered, context matters.
Yeah, I think that does make a difference.
It does make a difference. Max, I'll say this because I don't think people realize, like, I don't go around like, oh, I'm black, this is my identity.
Oh, Saggy Melons is here. I didn't even realize. Sorry, Saggy.
Like, I live life, I don't really think about race, I just go about life. I view, if you're in America, I'm assuming you're American. Like, I go about my life that way. I go to work. There's all sorts of colors in both genders at my job, and so a black guy, I read those tweets and stuff and seeing like the long history of these writers for the High Republic with this anti-whiteness. It's like, this is just reverse racism. It's like you're just perpetuating.
It's not just though.
No, you can pick and choose and be like, oh well, this one
cancel him.
This
He's saying stupid shit online. Cancel him.
Saggy. Saggy, you're upset by this?
No, I'm upset by a lot of things. Number one, Kanye West literally said that slavery was a choice. Yeah, he's stupid beyond belief.
Right.
And a lot of people are mad.
Do you understand the context of what he meant?
Was he fired? What do you mean to understand the context? Understand the context of a black man saying that slavery was a choice because they chose to stick around.
Well, you're doing the what about? I don't think his comments were good either, but he's his own business. He can't fire himself.
Yeah, I was like, Kanye West is a billionaire. He can say whatever he wants.
I mean, if he was associated with Disney at the time, yeah, he'd probably be fired.
He owns companies. He's not employed
People
by
still
them.
support him. He wasn't canceled. Still, I'm just saying.
It's different, Saggy, with all due respect, it's a different context.
Many people in industries have said stupid shit.
Well, here's the thing. With people, quote unquote, getting canceled, you see how valuable they are to the people they work for. You see how truly valuable they are, because there are some people that said some stupid stuff, and you're right, they haven't been canceled. And then there's other people that do. So obviously, like I said, Gina Carano bit part on Mandalorian. She didn't even appear in every episode. I like her character. I think it sucks. I wouldn't have fired her, but I'm also not in charge. So I mean, like, what do I do?
I want to get back to what Saggy just said about Kanye. So I just want to give perspective, at least, like how I see that comment. All right. So I'm not a fan of the film Black Panther. I think it's very hateful. And it's subtext.
How is it hateful in subtext? Because it's a black ass. No, because your point is already stupid, bro. Your point is already starting
Saggy,
stupid.
let him finish. I let him finish. I don't know where that was coming from. Let him finish.
I don't know what Black Panther has to do with anything, but okay.
So in Black Panther, I agree with like what Killmonger says at the end is what Kanye was saying when Killmonger's like, "I'd rather die like my ancestors and jump off the boat." Like the slaves, you get acculturated. So there's some lack of choice when you're grown up in something. But like the initial slaves of slavery for multiple races, including blacks who sold them, they chose to stay slaves instead of die free, to run away and get killed.
No.
So hold on, pause.
All right, let Saggy respond.
Your whole thing is that black people decided, instead of choosing to end their lives, basically, or to just die, they stayed slaves. So that was their choice.
No,
it was either death.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good take.
And you have issues with what Gina Carano says? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
Gina Carano said.
Of course you don't, because you literally just agreed what Kanye West said, which is slavery was a choice. Like, are you kidding me right now?
That's
an entitled opinion based on where you live now.
Let me give some context. All right,
okay.
Some comparative context that's similar with the slave argument. All right, so Viktor Frankl, I think it's his name. I'm reading his book right now. He was a Jew who survived Auschwitz, and he gives his perspective, his life philosophy because of this experience and the examples he saw. It's kind of anecdotal, and he talks about how like some people got so resigned to their enslavement in the camps that like if you saw someone smoking a cigarette, because that was like currency for food, if you saw someone smoking a cigarette, it's like, yeah, they're going to like either die that day because their like legs broken or something and they're useless, or they're about to like run the fence to get shot because they're tired of it. Like they finally chose freedom. Now Frankl happened to survive, but he didn't know like this stuff was going to end. He happened to just go along with the flow, find a way to survive, and he's living to tell a story, or lived to tell a story. So like you have that reality that can happen with any enslavement or internment, whatever. But at the beginning, those people accepted their fate. They walked in the trains, they walked into the ghettos. They kept agreeing because they'd rather live in tyranny than die free. That's a choice. Now,
I don't
Well,
agree.
people just wanted to
no.
live. People just wanted to live.
I think, Angus, I think you're taking out a lot of context. They didn't necessarily knew what was going to happen when they hopped on those trains. That's a bad take, my guy. I can't.
And also, one thing.
Okay, man.
They
Wait.
accepted, and they kept.
Agree to disagree.
It's not about
like,
accepting. It was just the way that the world was. They didn't have a choice. It was either death or do what they're told.
Yeah, that's not a choice.
That's not
when
really
you're under
a choice.
duress, your choices are taken away from you. Sorry.
Right. It's either your whole choice is I would rather die. Or well, yeah, that's what.
And dying free.
Crazy.
Wait a
dying
second.
free. Stupid argument.
So you're saying, but what it almost sounds like you're saying that when you die, you become free. They were forced. This wasn't a decision. They were born into it. They were forced into it. And comparing slavery to what happened in the Holocaust is just.
I think we should move on from this topic. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any fruit to bear from this.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, like, the whole point was like, I'm a black guy and I can agree with Kanye. Like,
that's fine. Go right.
I'm a black girl, but you don't speak for me either.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, hold on. Why don't we were
I'm
just
so
about
tired
to move on.
I get it, but I just gotta say this. Can we stop? Can we just stop trying to talk for each other? And as a culture, you can't talk for me. I don't agree with you. And you saying I'm a black man does not negate the fact I'm a black woman. So are you saying I'm supposed to agree with you because we're both black? Because that's a stupid argument.
The whole point.
You can, like I said, you can agree with him, but it's still a stupid argument. It's still stupid.
Right. I think, like, again, I don't think we're gonna get anything from this.
Yep.
Let's move on. This is a zero value gain here. So why don't we? I mean, but Gina Carano though. I feel bad. But I mean, this was kind of predictable. I don't feel good about it.
No, I'm
not gonna lose sleep over it. I got a fucking shitload of work to do tomorrow. I don't have time for that shit. But like,
I'm not gonna lose sleep over either. I just don't want to go in that long. To be just like, I get it, but it's like people just are getting fired for having opinions. People want freedom of speech, but don't really care about it when people start speaking their freedom. It's like,
but here's the thing, though, Saggy. With all due respect, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. If I engage in behavior that embarrasses or makes my employer look bad, I'm going to assume I'm going to have to find a new employer.
There's a difference between speaking about politics and then saying something like you can say whatever you want, right? There's freedom of speech and freedom of consequence, right? But having political opinion or political views, or even saying, "Oh, I don't like masks," it's like, it's not that. I don't feel like it's.
Well, I mean, these people want ad dollars too. All these companies. I don't want to be associated with garbage either.
Like, yeah, I mean, and only freedom of speech only applies for you being jailed. She can't be jailed for her comments, but her employer can her.
Right. Like,
I mean, there's a reason why I stay completely anonymous on the internet, or at least I do my best. My Facebook, the only thing I post on Facebook that's mildly controversial is shitting on the Dallas Cowboys. I think we can all agree that everyone can do that. I think that's a fair target.
Why wasn't she fired the first time it happened?
I don't know. I don't have the
Do you know why she was fired now? Do you know why she was fired now? Because too many people got pissed off. It wasn't her employees that got pissed off. Other people.
You don't know that. You can't speak that as fact, though.
Okay,
See,
but
maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't apologize. Maybe she did not apologize.
It's kind of sus that she's done this multiple times and never had an issue until recently. Now, when it's coming
they could have been the camel's back. You don't know what's going on behind Lucasfilm. They could have been pissed the entire time.
This isn't the first time, you know.
Yeah, and it was completely predictable. And to me, it's like you associate with a group that shits on your employer regularly. What did you think was going to happen? Nobody forced her to do that. Those are unforced errors. Those are unforced turnovers. We're throwing picks where there's no receivers. I don't know
the timing too. The trial's going on right now. This is a heightened. People are very sensitive to each side of the issue right now, based on what's happening right now with the trial. Bad times to go hot, real hot. Timing's the context of the timing too. She won't back down. I mean,
she already has back then. She should stand by her convictions, of course. If you're gonna say stuff, you got to stand by. If you put shit out there, you got to.
I'm not afraid to say I'm sorry for my bad takes. If I do a bad take, I'll say.
Yeah, if I make a mistake, I'm not above an apology. I think this whole don't apologize bullshit is profoundly stupid.
But again, if she's not sorry for it, why should she?
Okay, well, no. I mean, self-preservation. But I mean, other than that, let's take that out. If she's not sorry, no, I agree. Then double down, triple down, and then consequences will ensue.
And then be a grifter.
Right, and
maybe she'll do on YouTube.
One of my points that I've been trying to make tonight is that a lot of the big thing about being a quote unquote conservative or right wing is about personal responsibility. Where is the personal responsibility here?
Where do you want a retraction from? I give you props all the time, Ryan. I don't know. But Taylor's under the opinion that if she apologizes or not apologize, it would be the same.
Well, the damage is already done.
No, exactly.
I mean, yeah. So no, I agree. And like I said, I like her. I like that she was an MMA fighter. Some of her tweets were inspirational. Not all of her tweets are awful. Most of her tweets, actually, overwhelming majority of tweets, because I scroll through them, I feel like, all right, that's pretty cool. I thought that was nice, but maybe she just doesn't care. Mm-hmm. Maybe she's like, you know what? I'm going to say what I'm going to, and hats off to her. But I mean, the people in the fandom, I'm going to rewatch that stream at like 2x so I could skip through most of the bullshit. But I'm curious to see what their live reaction is. Mm-hmm. I'm 99% sure she was supposed to be on that stream with Drunk.
They're gonna melt down. It's gonna be a meltdown. I cannot wait for tomorrow. There's gonna be videos every 5 fucking minutes. I'm just gonna scroll through and I'm just gonna leave comments like,
well, here's Zeno. Employers don't typically defend edgelords.
I
think also edgelords themselves.
No, but I think he summed it up very good. It depends on how valuable the edgelord is.
Yeah.
If Pedro Pascal said some edgy shit, well, guess what? He's the star. Cara Dune is a side character.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal didn't. He wasn't saying anti-mask.
And his tweet was dumb.
He was talking about the white supremacist part of his move, his supporter base, and also Confederates and neo-Nazis part of his supporter base. I kind of looked at that tweet. I'm just kind of thinking that yes, maybe he could have rewarded that better, but he wasn't saying every single person who supports him. He was saying those specified people part of his supporter base. So I think some people misinterpreted it.
I still think it was a bad take, and then he deleted. I mean, if it was such a great take, he would have left it up. He didn't. He deleted it.
Yeah, he deleted it. But at the same time, I thought that just some people just looked at that tweet and said that he's comparing them. No, he's comparing the white supremacist base to the past, which we did have white supremacists. So honestly, I thought that it was just really overreacted to. I felt people were just getting so upset over some very small.
No, I mean, it's a fair argument. It wasn't great. I mean, I think my opinion is hers are worse than his.
Yeah.
I think it was sort of like a meme joke type thing. And he retweeted it. Although she retweeted stuff too. I don't think he created it. He just retweeted it.
Here's the thing for me, Max, with this argument. Like, we have one side of the argument being like free speech, which is vague and large, and then you have the other side of consequences, employer, and both are legitimate. I think both sides are legitimate. The wild card for me, and why I find this very troublesome and like a precedent potentially, is that we're talking about art. At the end of the day, Star Wars, even though it's to make money by a company, it's art that's being sold to us through various mediums. And when someone is canned that makes good art that's pleasing people, even if they don't like her personally, if you got to toe a line being an artist, then like you're only going to get skewed art. You're not getting pure form. And yes, it's Lucasfilm with Disney, so it's already corporate. But like I want things as pure as possible. Like George Lucas, he's completely probably politically against me in a lot of ways. But I love what he did, and I can see the subtleties of his ideology, and I don't mind it. You know, I watch things like Nightcrawler, which is very anti-capitalism, but it does it in a very engaging way to like make me think about the consequences of this economic society, you know. So I find it troubling if we're starting to cancel essentially artists at the end of the day, any side. I don't want any artists canceled.
Well, unless they're just
responsibility to the company, I get it, but it's
I mean, she could have her own business and she won't get. I mean, she's working with someone else that doesn't want to be associated with this.
I still think that when it comes to writing, there needs to be a limitation for like the type of message you're trying to give. If the message is obviously hateful and dangerous and also inciting hatred, that writer definitely needs to be removed, and that movie needs to be taken down, because like stuff like that shouldn't be spread around as information which they have in their factual base or their
I'm all for consistency on both sides. I think everyone needs to clean up everything.
Exactly my point.
I'm all for that. Consistency on both sides. Do I think the High Republic should be canceled? No, because I think context matters. And I kind of agree that we enable a lot of stuff by not, because basically, like my channel, for example, I call this shit out all the time. People get sick of it. If you just let it go, oh, what is he, an SJW or something? No, if you let ignorance and that stuff thrive, you kind of enable it. It just constantly comes up. Here's Ryan. Ryan's in. Oh, hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Oh yeah, did you guys see? Hold on, let me find that tweet. Anna, that Star Wars girl, she posted a piece of art apparently on Twitter, and it was fixing She-Hulk or whatever it's called.
Oh,
let me find it.
To do that stuff,
but it's actually kind of it's a really stupid looking painting. Not gonna lie. Let me find it.
Well, Ryan, listen, we're not happy that
that's all it was. She gave us boobs, and everyone went.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's your take? We're not happy.
It just looks. It looks terrible. It just looks terrible.
Everyone was just mad that they gave her boobs. Now you got all these like people coming out. Oh my god, you guys are sexualizing the Hulk, and or you got people mad that the Hulk looked too bad. I don't know. All these arguments are getting too stupid for them.
It's hot garbage.
Also, they did actually. I'm sorry, Max. Real quick, Lucasfilm did, according to this source, say that they her social media posts denigrated people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. That's according to this anonymous Lucasfilm spokesperson by IO9 Gizmodo. I don't know if that is 100% true, but everyone's reporting on it. Sir.
Is that source? Is that also Doomcock source?
Gizmodo, I'm not sure.
Might be. Well, Ryan, you're fresh into this?
Everyone's reporting it now.
I'm not happy that she's gone. But did you see it coming?
I mean, I don't know about the tweets because I don't follow Gina. I mean, I didn't have a problem with her acting abilities or whatever, but I mean, you know, kudos for Disney, because they fired James Gunn for pedophilia, and then they hired him later. So I'm assuming that they're gonna fire her now and then hire her again for Mando 3 because they're working on the Book of Boba now. So it's like they can look good to whatever audience they're trying to pander to, and then look good to another audience, or when people have forgotten and forgave, they'll hire her back or whatever.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, it's. I will
say one thing though. You're right about. I don't think Disney is being consistent here. That's a good point with the James Gunn thing, but I don't think people on the right get rehired.
Well, consistent, is only, but they retracted. And so he's coming back to do Guardians 3.
Yeah.
So it's not that they just like, hey, we're about these moral standards and blah blah blah. Screw Disney. That's not what they've ever really been about. And I don't know why people hold Disney to this standard that they're just simply not. I mean, hell, Walt Disney himself did all kinds of shit, So I mean, I'm not down with, I don't just, simp for Disney, it's the same thing with either Jeff Johns, Joss Whedon, whatever. Just because they put out, good content, doesn't mean that, they're a good company or they're a good person or whatever it is. They just put out good content. Matt Jarbo says he loves me and he probably agrees with everything I say. So it does. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm looking at. I'm talking to Jarbo. I'm looking at what they did with Gunn, and he addressed the tweets. But the same thing is that still the idiot put him out there in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, there's going to be, apologetics, people are going to come out and apologize for him and he'll apologize himself like, oh, that's not what I meant by this or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, Matt Jarbo didn't put those tweets out. Zeverfett didn't put those tweets out. Max didn't put those tweets out. I mean, a lot of people didn't put those tweets out, but they're out there. They're in the ether. You put them out there that you're therefore responsible because you vomited that crap out on the internet, and the internet doesn't forget.
There is one difference with the James Gunn thing, though. He did say I've changed, and she's probably gonna. My opinion is that she'll double down, and that she might be like the victim thing here. The difference is there. He says he's going to try to do better, but some people might call that bullshit. I don't know.
Sure, I mean. Similar situations happen. People get made examples of all the time. I mean, hell, look at what happened to Dave Chappelle. When he was reemerging on the scene, they brought him on the Tonight Show. Not the Tonight Show, the Late Show with David Letterman. And Letterman led him in an apology. He's like, aren't you here? You're here to apologize. You want to apologize to those people? Because he had to. Dave Chappelle had to get on his knees, kiss their feet, suck their wang, whatever he needed to do on his 7-year sabbatical, getting back into the mainstream. And, because he crossed the wrong people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's I'm not happy. I think it's sad. I don't think that you're going to miss her much, though. I don't think she was very integral to the
show. She wasn't really you could write off. I'd like Cara Dune, but do we need her for season 3? No.
Her acting was pretty bad in season 2.
I don't know. I liked her.
I don't think it was the point of the character. I think it was more the principle of the situation that people cared about. I don't think people actually legitimately cared about the character. I mean,
and all these people that are pissed off, are they Disney Plus subscribers? Are they actually paying for the product?
I can bet you money they aren't. I can bet you.
Right, a lot of people who are upset or whatever, it's not because
they're already non-customers.
Yeah, basically.
Who gives a shit what they think? And I know that's cold.
Basically, if the content supports,
if that's a business, that's fair.
An opposite political ideal, I think they have no problem pirating it. I'm sorry.
Right. If I own a steakhouse and I convert it to vegan, and then my previous customers are like, "Well, you should serve steak." Well, I don't serve steak anymore. Well, I hate your restaurant. I'm gonna. All right, what the fuck you want? I don't address your needs anymore. I apologize for that, but what the fuck you want from me? We made a business decision to change it for whatever reason. I'm not saying I would ever do that. I'm not vegan whatsoever.
Well,
quite the opposite, but I'm quite the opposite, I assure you. But
Pablo Hidalgo should maybe be. Well, his thing was private, and someone.
The Pablo Hidalgo thing is way. I mean, he's a jerk. Don't get me wrong, and I don't like defending him, but that was way blown out of proportion. People need to calm the fuck down. That was low hanging fruit for him.
I'm a minister, and I sort of took the Pablo stance on this. I was like, Star Wars series a bitch, and
and
I stand by that because hey, look at the High Republic thing. Whether you agree with those women or not, I think this stuff's racist. But Star Wars series not there to call out that issue in the works of Lucasfilm. He only cries when it's about him. So
yeah, and not only that too, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers always makes that comparison. Well, these people wouldn't survive a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Well, what about Star Wars Theory? One tweet sent him over the fucking edge.
One tweet and 6 hours later.
Oh yeah, I give you 6 hours to respond. Okay, not even a full day. Not even
a business day.
Yeah, I mean, get the fuck out of here. Well, I gave him 6 hours. I'm Star Wars Theory.
You're a YouTuber, and he works for Lucasfilm. He happened to be on Twitter.
I like Star Wars Theory. I'll watch his non-drama stuff. I do think he makes good content overall. I'm not going to cancel him.
I like him just because he doesn't like get himself involved that day. He sometimes does, and that's why I'm just like, okay, come on.
Yeah, then I just don't consume that content. But
and I watch most of his content though because he has.
Yeah, and really Phoenix Rises, that's fine, but I still think it was a gross overreaction.
Yeah, well, it was.
My point was like his overreaction, and it's self-centered. But when it's not about him, and there's an issue with creators, you could argue way worse the argument than Pablo Hidalgo. He's silent. I want consistency. If you're going to say one thing, say it about the next thing, and you don't see it. It's just when it's advantageous, he can.
It was low-hanging fruit. It was easy views.
He can pander to the menace, my side, the people that actually reacted to every little thing. And
that is true.
Right.
I don't even know, Angus. You seem like you're a pretty smart guy, man. I don't know why you associate with them. I think it's a waste of your time, personally.
With The Last Jedi, he made these very obvious kind of perceptions, but he's like, well, let me sit on the fence. And it's like, dude, which is it? Just pick a fucking lane already. Because you kind of hanging out with Jeremy on the stream, it kind of shows like there's a range of people in Star Wars fam that just don't want to have anything to do with you now because you've touched that guy, and just fucking own it,
throw the whole Disney out. Just throw it all out.
Moving away from that guy. That guy is.
Throw it all
he is
out. Burn
insane.
it down. Burn it all down.
Well, I think I want to end the stream soon, but I want to get our final thoughts on this. I was going to do other movie topics, but it kind of got. That happened while we were on air.
Max, this is frontline news, okay? This must be covered.
Yeah, I'm going to make a quick clickbait video for sure.
You're going to make a what?
I'm going to make a clickbait video for sure.
Well, that's what I did. I put fired ? And then while we were streaming, someone tweeted out
news.
And I was like, I'm going to remove the question mark.
I saw someone in chat mention it, and I was just like, oh, wait a second. And then I got a notification on Twitter from the Hollywood.
I'm not happy about it. I wish Gina the best. I
don't feel good about it.
I think it's part of the cult of never apologize, and I think that's absolute bullshit.
It's stupid. It's a stupid way to live.
That's the difference. Like James Gunn apologized. He said he's going to do better. That's not how he is anymore, and that's what the difference was.
I don't see her apologizing. I really don't.
I mean, that's part of the anti-SJW mentality. Never apologize. Never apologize.
I just killed, so I'm not going to apologize for that.
So Saggy, let's get your comments, and then Ryan, and then Firewater. Saggy first. What's your final thoughts on this?
Throw it all away and restart. just throw it all away, restart, redo. Everybody
recast Anakin and start from there.
Everything right. Everything just wipe away. Let's just start Disney and Star Wars.
Not just the men, but the women.
All of it. Restart it all. I'm over it. Restart everything.
Well, say if she came out today on her social media and say, I really apologize for the comments. I didn't want it. Then I would say, do not fire her. I would support that. I would say
I would say it's fake. I would say it's fake. If she apologizes now, it's like the things she tweeted were things she believed in. If you're gonna apologize for that, then why did you say it? Now you just look like a hypocrite. And then I support the decision to fire you. You're just being insincere.
Yeah, but I mean, like people can make mistakes, though.
Right.
But here's the
thing: if she came out right away, like also if Trump right away when he saw it happen and immediately said, "Stop this madness now," I was getting real political there.
I've said something.
I'm gonna have to sidestep there.
Man, I did that as a joke.
I don't have a dog in that.
I have publicly said some things on Twitter a long time ago that were really awful, disgusting, and I immediately
clean up your Twitter. Clean it up.
Right. I immediately saw what I said, and I immediately publicly apologized. Like, I'm sorry, I said that. That was stupid of me. Blah blah blah. So it's like, yeah, you can apologize for it. Cool. but she's done it so many times. It's like she really believes this stuff.
Exactly. She endorses
like if she
it,
apologizes
believes it.
now, right? If she apologizes now, she's gonna look like a hypocrite. It's gonna look like
Has
she's
no
saving
and,
face.
and then
She's sincere to me.
she'll lose.
Well, there's got to be
fandom.
an avenue for recourse.
She'll lose her fandom menace following, and then after that, she's gonna have no support.
Right? She's damned if she does and damned if she don't. So it's just better if she just accepts that she's fired. It sucks, but it is what it is.
Well, Sean, it's not ridiculous. I mean, business is business.
Yeah, the brand. Yeah, I mean, your freedom of speech doesn't mean you have guaranteed employment by me.
Sean Austin, you could just be protecting your brand, which is fine, but like Disney also has a lot more skeletons in their closet other than Gina Carano. They have worse people. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a lot worse people working for them that a lot of people are kind of exposing. So they should be more worried about, you know, not protecting the creeps that hurt children that are in their industry. I'ma just keep it real and say it. They've hired some very sus people that came from Nickelodeon that were convicted of hurting children. But that's for another story for another time. So
yes,
again,
it is, Ambassador. It's breaking news. It's breaking news.
Interesting.
All right, Ryan, your final comments on this. What are your?
I mean, I stand by everything I've said on Twitter. So, you know, if you want, go check
the
that
memes
out.
with the memes with Fatal J.
Fatal J.
Yeah, I stand by.
Yeah, I stand by. And
You
Dawson.
know what? He does Twitter right. Ryan does Twitter right. He promotes stuff for positive stuff, and he has fun. That's the right way to roll with Twitter.
That's the only way that I handle myself on there. Because I mean, to get into
this is a live reaction from Ambassador.
Son of a bitch, you stupid son of a bitch. But I mean, for my final comment, I just say, you know, let the past die, kill it if you have to. It's the way you become who you're meant to be.
Oh, Kylo.
burn it with fire. Burn it with fire. He said, Ryan. Ryan said, burn it with fire. That's what I heard.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you,
I'm not happy about it.
I'm not really attached to Gina Carano. I mean, you know, I don't really care. I mean, hell, even if they replaced, you know, freaking Max Lord, what's his name? Who played Max Lord? Pedro Pascal. If they replaced him, I wouldn't care either. I mean, you know, they've replaced actors in films before, and it's no big deal. They're thespians. That's it. They're paid to do a job. You know, if the company doesn't want them, you know, there anymore, and they have, you know, cause for them to release them from contract or not sign them or not re-up their contract, I mean, then hey, that's up to them. You know, if Gina wants to continue to stay in the spotlight, then you know it's on her to you know manage herself and you know, kind of watch what she says in public media, double down, do whatever you want. I mean, it works out for some, it doesn't for others. So, I mean, you know, it's her career going forward is in her own hands. And you know, that's it.
Maybe she shouldn't have said that, but you know, what am I to say?
I mean, people say shit all the time. I mean, you know, I mean, there are arguments that you get into with your spouse, and like right as the words are leaving your mouth, you're like,
yes, I get it.
Damn, I shouldn't have said that.
I just think the difference is getting, you know, realizing the error and, you know, say maybe I don't want to offend anyone. I understand what I was trying to say, but there was silence really there. And she had they didn't do this until later tonight. They didn't say the official thing. The
skunks are up.
Matt Jarbo.
Really? Matt Jarbo.
Is he being sarcastic there?
I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense for the timeline.
You know, would have got her own show announcement on it.
I thought her own show was that what was that, the something of the New Republic or whatever, the Marshals or whatever? When the fat you know, pilot threw the medallion or whatever, or the shield at her, and he was like, "Here's your new show, bitch." I thought that's what it was, you know.
Rangers of the New
Rangers. There you go. I thought she was going to become a Ranger of the New Republic or some shit, you know. I thought
but she really blew that.
Well, that would go along with my theory that this has already happened. The Investor Day was how long ago?
That was in December, right?
Yeah, and this is why she's reacting so much on social media now. That this was already, they just didn't want to officially say it. They basically, by her continuing to go on, you know, doubling down on social media, they have to say it officially. Whereas if she went quietly, maybe she'd get another opportunity, some other studio. That's the other problem, is you're not with Disney. Who else is going to hire her now for acting gig? That's the other problem. That's the real problem, because I think my opinion.
She might have to go back to fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, go back to MMA.
No. She's
or
gonna
a
have a new
YouTuber.
show. She's gonna have a new show called
Join the
Rangers
Fandom
of the Unemployment Line.
She'll become a Fandom Menace YouTuber. She'll become a Fandom Menace.
She's gonna be a
YouTuber,
Menace
that's
YouTuber.
Yeah,
She'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll pull.
Please
What
like
was that?
and
What's that?
subscribe.
Captain
We gotta
Marvel.
stop those SJWs.
Yeah.
Watch her hit 1 million subs, and then no one that cried about Brie getting so many subs will say anything. She didn't earn it. She didn't do years of YouTube.
That was Jesse Milestone.
She should start her YouTube channel right now. Yes, I do think she. I do
Like
think
even when like they were
ancillary income.
Actually, I'm not going to.
Jarbo, where'd you find this out at? Was this from an article or?
Well, Stephen Walton could put her on volume 3. I don't know.
Yeah, she got canceled from a company that we didn't want to have Star Wars anyways. But buy my book. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like,
where's the link?
Buy my book. Coming out soon.
Buy my book, yeah.
How much is it?
25 cents.
Cool. I'll pay you later.
Or I could be like Ichibaka, and I'm gonna try to raise $50,000 for shit I get away for free online.
Oh my god, he's such a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that dude's a moron.
He's so ignorant. It's I can't. Every single time he tweets, it's something so stupid and absurd. I can't look at it.
All right.
But,
well,
I
got final thoughts, Jack and Angus, and then Master of Madness Wednesday.
Well, what about me? I didn't get any final thoughts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to. We're gonna.
Firewater, final thoughts.
I just got canceled.
Yeah,
I yield my final thought to the floor.
Now you are. No.
Yeah, he's fired. We fired him.
No,
he's fired. Water.
You can't fire him.
He did it. He said the words, yo. He said the words.
Got him.
Your final thoughts, Firewater.
This was predictable, but still sad.
Yeah, I'm sad.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like seeing people get knocked out of work. I'm not a fan of that. Sometimes it has to happen. I could see why Disney would do it. The bottom line is that this is a business, and if she makes the brand look bad, especially the anti-Semitic comments are particularly sensitive in the Hollywood community.
Yeah,
there are a lot of people of faith that work in Hollywood, and that's it's just a dumb thing to say. And I don't believe she meant any harm. Do I believe that? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, the reality is that your actions have consequences. Freedom of speech does not guarantee you employment. Sorry. And the association with the Fandom Menace was profoundly stupid.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say. That was probably a really bad call. Now, maybe one doesn't have anything to do with the other.
I think it does.
It probably does, but either way, and even if it doesn't, even if they're independent of each other, that's two stupid things now. I like Gina. I wish her well. I hope that she's not financially damaged hard from this. I hope she gets other work. I'll watch her other work, but I don't see her. I don't see her bouncing back from this. I just don't. I hope I'm wrong.
Angus, final thoughts.
Yeah, I kind of already said it, but my view isn't free speech or the company. I get both sides. I agree with both sides. My thing is art. That these are artists, even if it's corporate, just for profit. I don't like art being hindered because you think wrong politically. I don't think Pedro should be canceled for his, his Trump Nazi tweet. I'm fair across the board. I can be against those items without being wanting ill for the actor or whatever. But I do want equal treatment, and that's one thing that you won't be getting anytime soon. So Gina's an example of that.
Okay, fair points, but I think the difference is how you react to the because it's the doubling down and never apologize is the issue, I think, and continuing.
Hey, I don't think Pedro should
difference.
apologize because that's what he's about. That's what he believes. I never want him to apologize. I don't agree, and how he might go about it, I'll definitely comment about. But I never want any of these actors or people to apologize.
I renounce my wish.
Alistair!
That was perfect. But I just want consistency, and that's the biggest thing. And I don't want art hindered, and I think this hinders art and sets a bad precedent where, you like this. The people start just like Kevin Hart. He got canceled for the Oscars because he said a joke about his son being gay. like 10 years before, and he lost that gig because of it. And it's like,
well, none of that. He apologized multiple times for that. So that you know what I'm saying prior to
no.
The Oscars.
But he didn't want to apologize when he was
again. No, he didn't want to apologize again. He said,
and then he apologized, and then after he got fired, he apologized all over the place.
Well, I mean, you know, you've got to bend over. You got to bend over and take it.
Yeah, I do believe that you gotta bend the knee to your employer if you want their money, or you know, like that's the thing. That's why I tell everyone, like, don't get mad about these actors or people in entertainment. You got to assume this is all disingenuous, or that they all are actually hive mind. They believe this one side, and then when they don't, like Gina Carano, they're like, "Oh, that's nice, that's refreshing." But like, I assume everyone out there in entertainment is on that one side, extremely.
No, you're right. I mean, I agree with you. It is one-sided, but you knew that going. She's been in Hollywood for years. She knew that, and she made her decisions. She made her decisions as a result.
All right, Jack.
Well, in my opinion, I think she should have been fired because this she had this coming. This has been going on for weeks and months, and she's been speaking the same nonsense almost every other day. So I think
defiantly, like I mean,
knowingly doing this,
no one's gonna
aligning yourself with the fandom menace. Like, are you kidding me? Aligning yourself with those people is a death sentence. Like, come on. It's like I stepped away from that group for a reason because I realized how just toxic and terrible they actually were. So just the fact that she kept spewing this nonsense, even though she knew it was wrong, but she just wanted to keep doing that so she could get the support of her little fandom menace buddies.
What?
And just
hot tub. Okay. Have some fun.
Hot tub time machine.
Damn, Jumanji 2. Nice.
That's a good one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna see her she really is. Okay. I was gonna see what she thought of BVS. All right. Brian, you got the end. You get the end. It's goes up to Brian.
But
are you finished, Jack?
This one more thing. I think she should have been fired. She should have been fired, and I'm glad she got fired because I don't think she deserved to retain that role after what she was saying. So that's my take.
I would have stood by her if she did something right away after this blew up because she knew it was trending.
If she,
but I think it already happened though. I really think it already happened in December. Like Matt Charbo said in the chat, the investor meeting, she might have had a show. I think this was already in the works, and they just weren't going to officially, like in Hollywood, they don't actually say fired all the time unless you're Harvey Weinstein.
When you get fired, you get set aside.
Yeah,
you just until somebody else picks you up, right? Until you know the waves have calmed, the water is calm, and then you can segue them back in somewhere. They don't have the status that they had once before, but they have a chance to build back up into said status.
Yep. Well, it's like Mel Gibson. I mean, he's been just recently been in some movies, but before that, it was almost 10, 15 years where no one heard to hide or head from him at all. So it's like,
they set him aside, and and then so they slowly are bringing him back into the fold.
Yeah.
No. Just should have happened. So anyway,
basically, my final thoughts: does she deserve to get fired? Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, man. You can't step in it like that on a public stage and not expect something bad to happen. I've been trying to work it in tonight. It's all about responsibility. You have to take responsibility for what comes out of your mouth, good, bad, or indifferent. And if there's no willingness there or there's no remorse, then I don't feel sorry for you. You know what I mean? And if you're going to run to the fandom menace, I really don't feel sorry for you because you know what? Frankly, you have it coming at that point.
Yeah. Well, here's Brian's channel. Go sub to him. He's a great guy.
You go. Yeah.
Have hard conversations.
Right.
And here's Ambassador. Really? Be quiet or lose your job. Is that the what?
No, that's not it.
No, let me take this one. One, please. In what world am I guaranteed employment? I live in an at-will state. If my employer no longer sees that I'm any further value to the company, my boss can remove me. And so I don't understand where people have it in their head, and this baffles me, that you could just say anything you want and then not have consequences. She said she had some really bad takes on Instagram and Twitter, and she aligned with herself with a group that constantly shits on her employer. I don't know how you see it another way, Ambassador, with all due respect. I don't know how you see it your way. I wish she wasn't fired, but I've been saying this for a while. She's aligned herself with the fandom. I've been consistent on this all along. She's aligned herself with the fandom, and her tweets are, like I said, I don't want her canceled.
In all the fandom, every hashtag that has her stuff retweeted probably has the fandom menace. I'm sorry.
So I mean, I don't understand how he sees it that way. If you embarrass or make your employer or a prospective employer look bad, don't complain when you get fired or you don't get your contract extended.
Like, I'm not gonna. It's just, it's not like she was silenced and said, no, you can't talk like that. It's the fact that she was spewing nonsense and talking so much crap about her own employer, the people who hired her.
They're saying she's sexist.
Oh no! Seriously, just who's that guy? That's just nonsense.
Yeah, I don't.
Censorship is not cool, but you
Yeah,
have to act in good faith.
That. Sorry.
Act in good faith in some level of respect.
People don't like it. They don't like it.
Who's that guy in the chat? That's not censorship. That's not censorship. Okay.
No.
But the fact that
it is a company reserves the right to censor you, or you're not employed.
Because you're not.
I'm not for her being fired. I don't want any of these people fired for their comments, whatever. Like okay, comic tropes. I love comic tropes. He had a really bad take after the Capitol about someone wearing a Punisher logo, and so he kind of started this trend of trying to cancel the Punisher at Marvel or the logo. And at the end of the day, even though I completely disagree with pretty much anything politically with comic tropes, I sub to his channel for comic content, and he serves that. So, you got to have that kind of perspective. And at the same time, I worked at FedEx when I first moved to Ohio. And one of the things is, in the training or whatever, is hey, don't say bad stuff about FedEx or we'll fire you.
This is what I mean by a straw man argument. No one's saying it's cool. It's just you have to act in good faith and be respectful to people. It's just, you're freedom of speech. My speech is all garbage. My speech is all lies.
There's a huge difference between hate speech and free speech. Yes. There's a huge difference, and spreading conspiracy theories is not free speech.
Though. No.
The Supreme Court actually ruled there's not a difference.
Well, it's just
speech is speech.
Think about hateful and anti-Semitic. Is that protected by free speech? No, it's not. So
it's a matter of
anti-Semitism.
It's free speech, but you're not free from what happens. You have to take responsibility for what you say, and that's at the end of the day. And she did not. So it's and not only that, but she kept doing it.
And this is the Supreme Court's ruled by a bunch of conservative idiots. So
she's had multiple strikes thrown in her direction, and she's whiffed on all of them. So I'm sorry, man. Just let her go.
All right. Well,
it's an unforced error. It just is not.
No,
I don't see the point of it.
If she came out and tried, she did delete the tweets though. She did do that.
Highlight that comment by who's that? Richard Odin the second. Like I said, she didn't say anything anti-Semitic, but at the same time she was comparing Republicans getting silenced now to Jewish in the Holocaust. That's not right. That's not right. So it's
at the very worst, you're getting your social media taken down and told to be wearing a mask. Really, and if you want to really look at it, it's not people being dragged out of their homes and put.
Well, I mean, you could say the same thing. My job forces me to wear clothes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
or uniform.
I have a minimum standard of dress. I have to look presentable for my employer.
See, I can't walk into my workplace now without a mask on.
I mean,
it's like the same thing as going in there.
I can't show up in a football jersey going, "Hey guys, what's up?" You know,
I'm in for work, y'all. But no,
I don't work at a record store. I can't get away with that.
You have to know who your employer is and who you're adhering to, and she clearly either didn't care or. I don't know how she doesn't know. She's been in Hollywood now how many years?
Yeah, probably just didn't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's no way ignorance is there. She didn't know. I don't buy that for a friggin' second.
Okay, here's Zeno with the take, and then we'll end on this. I could see that angle. Yeah,
I can see that as well. It's just she didn't say it directly, but at the same time also inciting.
Yeah. She tried to minimize the plight of the Jews. Yes, that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
that's a strong argument.
And let's end this off on a happy note. I'm glad everyone came together as friends today. This was a great.
Did we? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it could have got a lot harder. Let's just put it that way.
No, I didn't want to go hot for this. I wanted to have a good conversation.
Oh, it went hot. It went hot for a few takes there, but that's okay.
Hey, we're having debate and discourse and talking,
which is a lost art nowadays on all across the board.
Yeah,
it's a lost.
Like the thing that I hate is that the Menace has this rap about it now. I try to be someone in the Menace that like upholds what we started as of like having discourse, of talking, and disagree.
And people don't talk to you because of that.
And that's why I still talk to Max. That's why I brought him on, and everyone else like here, Jack and Firewater. We have disagreements and stuff pretty strong, but I'm here talking with you, and that's what I try to be a leader.
Much respect for that. Yes,
I shall silence you. No, just kidding.
So I appreciate y'all being the same mind to be able to come to the table and talk. So,
of course,
I'll have a conversation with anyone. Just most of the fandom Menace hates me.
Well, Ambassador, you're going.
To be fair, I don't do myself any favors in that regard.
Every single time that I see you mention yourself on Twitter, they always attack him like, "Oh, you're so stupid! Look at this Firewater guy; he's so stupid."
No,
you can go right ahead. That's fine. I don't really care what they think.
I know exactly. It's just like I don't.
They won't talk to him anymore. I think Angus is the only Menacer that.
And this is another hypocritical thing of them. Oh yeah, we're willing to talk to anybody to discuss.
No, you're not. They're willing to talk to people where they can win the conversation.
Exactly.
Not anything else.
That's why
I slammed Jeremy on that stream. It's going to be 2 years ago in November, and he hasn't done another Common Ground stream since. There's a reason why.
Because he got destroyed, and
he got murked.
I rewatched it. And I realized.
No, Ambassador, I was going to invite you on. I'm glad I didn't now though, because you're really taking it personally. No. I just say calm down, man. That's all. I wish you the best. We'll talk later this week, Ambassador. I'll have you on later this week, okay? I want to end the stream.
Max just wants to go home.
Yeah, he's like, I want to go to bed.
No, you know how I am about long streams.
I know.
2 hours.
Come on, heck, man! I got classes tomorrow, man.
The witching hours upon us.
Everyone, goodbye. Thanks for joining
have a great
us.
evening, everyone.
Go buy Ryan's shirt. Ryan has some great shirts. If you can incorporate those beams with the shirts, man. Fatal Day Street shirt. You might get Fatal's permission. I don't know. That was some hot memes.
No, I made them for him. So
I mean for his.
They're his. If he wants to put it on a shirt, that's all.
Fatal J. I say you should connect that. Put on a shirt. Great.
So I did make some ones that didn't make the cut, and some that were kind of funny, but just didn't put them up. I put those.
Well, what about
those
me,
are
man?
the paywall.
Is it possible for me because I wear a mask? I don't know.
It's too hard.
I could, you know what? I could probably do you, but only your close friends would know what's going on. Everybody else would be like, oh, that's what's Dr. Doom, doing in this movie or whatever. I don't know.
All right.
But that'd be cool.
Well, everyone wants to cancel Disney Plus now. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll watch.
They're going to cancel their parents' fucking subscription. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right. Get out of here.
Let me cancel my Disney Plus. Yeah. Oh wait, the new Star Wars episode dropped. Hold on.
Cancel it.
What's the password?
You might as well cancel Twitter and YouTube.
Mom, what's your Visa number again, Mom?
It's
sorry.
the same argument as cancel your HBO Max.
Oh, thanks,
and all that.
Cancel Disney Plus, but still watch The Mandalorian.
and then hate on it. Hate watching.
Yeah, I mean, and then talk about how sexy Gina Carano is in the episode. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I think she's beautiful. I do think that. Can we all agree there?
I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh.
No, I don't have an opinion about it one way or the other. I really enjoyed her acting. I enjoyed her character. I know she got slammed for her acting a little bit. I thought it was good.
I think season 2 there was some rough acting from her. My personal opinion, not just
that's fair. But I like the character, and I was hoping she would be in season 3, and that's legitimate.
I was too.
The character probably will just be a different actor.
All right, I don't want to go too.
Watch them replace her with Brie Larson. That would make my
my god!
Oh yes!
You just gave me my next thumbnail.
Oh, that'll
all right. Let's make this a hashtag.
No, come on, let's make a petition. Let's go.
Cara Dune, Brie Larson.
Oh my God, that would
Brie
be
Larson
so
for Cara
awful.
Dune.
Yeah, well, that's the role that she was going to get in starting the Star Wars universe. They were looking to cast her. So
I cannot wait.
Oh my God, that would be hysterical.
I will be very excited. I'll never.
She's like, this part of the galaxy isn't made for you.
And you wonder why we call him the fire starter. Can you believe that hotness?
I know, right? That's not even my hottest take.
Oh.
Yeah, all those people are gonna cancel their Disney Plus. You don't even subscribe. It's your mom. Stop.
If that
happens,
I'll forever watch Star Wars. I'm sorry, man. That would be amazing if that happened.
Oh my God. The whining, the reading would be okay. Well, I might clip just this part out.
That was a
spicy
take. Spicy.
That was spicy. I'm
not. Tell me if I'm wrong. They're non-customers. I don't know what to say.
You're not
wrong.
What
are they gonna do? Protest by not watching Mandalorian, even though you're still subscribed to it?
They already don't watch it.
I can bet all the people who say, "Oh yeah, I'm not subscribed to Disney Plus," or subscribed to Disney Plus. I can bet you that because they have to watch Mandalorian.
They're all full of crap.
Yeah. All right, good place to edit. Everyone's full of crap. Bye. Cancel Twitter.
Yeah,
That's the real. Bye, Twitter.